So developers, assemble. Today I will be sharing you my debugging journey, and I hope that it helps you to become a better developer. As a college pass out, I used to feel like I was Flash when it comes to coding. But when it comes to debugging, I used to feel like I was Clark Kent trying to find his glasses. As a developer, I do make mistakes. I do cause issue which causes production breaks. Then I have to spend hours and hours to understand and reproduce the problem, and then later to fix it. I found that understanding and reproducing the problem can be very hard. Plus, a shorter time frame. And constant pings from managers. Also, oh damn, those dreadful eyes from testers used to make me cry and makes my debugging much harder. In this talk, I want to make your all life a little less harder. So let's start with console logs that everybody likes, right? As an intern, I used to do a lot of console logs because it helped me to understand the flow of your code in a timeline manner. We all know that, right? When working on backend, I used to do log multiple variables at the same time. But it causes me some issues. I don't know which variable output to which maps to which output, right? I learned that simply by adding a curly braces can give you a better output and solve that problem. So while working on front end, I found few helpful console logs. For when I want to print the API responses, I used to use console tables for it. And for having few lesser logs and organized logs, I found console.group to be very helpful. And do you know that React attaches few properties to your DOM elements? Basically, it refers to the corresponding fiber nodes that I got to know with the help of console.directory, console.dir, you could say. Whereas a normal console log will simply give you the reference to the element, console.dir can help you show all the properties that are there in the element. This same console.dir can come handy in backend, that it can let you view all the properties of the element without even doing JSON stringify and parse. It is very awesome thing. So during this internship, I knew all these console log functions and it was all great. But you know, when I found my next breakthrough, it was about front-end debugging. It has an interesting story behind it. So the story goes like this. I was working on building RT, and I was trying to integrate it with UI React. I was facing few issues, and that's where Harshal told me, Ki Ravi, why don't you add a debugger in your code? As a fresher, I didn't knew that debugger keyword existed in JavaScript. I was like, and then Harshal told me, okay, go to your developer tools. And then when my code ran, it basically stuck on a point. It was let's say, it was awesome for me, right? Awesome in a sense, you say. It was cool because I could see all those methods and variables, those are there at that point of time. I could easily debug my code using that. Not only that, I can view my variables, but I could update those variables at that point of time. And it gave me a superpower that I could run any scripting that I wanted at that point. This same Eureka moment happened for me when I was working on backend code. So Hitesh and I were sitting on a Zoom call. Hitesh showed me through his screen that, okay, I'm doing backend debugging like this. I was amazed, like how? I didn't know that backend debugging existed. So Hitesh told me to follow a few steps that I want to teach you. So he told me to add an inspect flag to your start command, just like if you can see the PPT. So ---- inspect with a port, random port it could be. Just make sure it is reserved, it is available. And once you do that, create a launch JSON file under your .vscode folder. And he gave me a configuration which I pasted. and he told me to replace the port value with the one that you have inserted before. So in my case, it was 9,000. And just by doing this, he finally told me to press an F5 button. So after I pressed finally F5 button, it started debugger for me. The same powerful things, all those magical things I could have done in front end, I was able to do in my back end. Since then, after learning these debugging things, it reduced the number of logs that I have written in my code. It made very easy for me to find any issue and to understand the code more easily. And while I was at my peak of curiosity, right? I was searching for more such content, like what else I can do in debugging. It is so awesome thing. So that's where I found VS Code best feature that I want to share with you today. It is, I call it Smart Debugger. So you will ask me, what is Smart Debugger? So Smart Debugger is something that you can enable in 2 clicks, and it can help you to debug any Node.js script that you want without any configuration required, the configuration which I showed you just now. So to enable Smart Debugger, all you have to do is open your command panel. That you could do is by pressing Command-Shift-P and search for toggle auto attach. After pressing toggle auto attach, you will find multiple options where Smart is the one which I like the most. Once you click that Smart button, that's all you need actually to enable a debugger. So as you can see in my code, you just have to run the script through your VS Code terminal, and it will automatically attach a debugger, and it doesn't require any configuration. It helps me a lot in my daily routine. So this all has been my journey in debugging, and I wish that it may encourage you to use debugger more and make you an F5 developer. Thank you.